Use the Force, Luke.
Sometimes truth isn't good enough.
I feel the need for speed.
Ray, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes!
Because it's their time. Their time. Up there. Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here.
And the only thing I hate about starting FrostCast on time is that every time I try to leave myself a little message to get the chat going, it kind of jumps out of the preview mode and jumps right into the live stream. So I can't even put a cheat comment in there to get it started. So I got to put the phone away and host the show. Okay. Well, it's Wednesday, and you guys know what that means. Wardens, it's time for FrostCast, episode 56. Predominant topic of the day is clearly going to be Alien Earth because we got a lot to say about that show. We also have some other fun topics dialed up on top of the news. We're going to do a little spaceship and pop culture kind of rate and review. Got about 20 of these bad boys ready to roll. We're going to take a peek at them and see how that goes down. I think King Z, look at him looking dapper in a collared shirt today, like he's important, man. He's looking good. That's nice. Good color too, by the way. You don't see a whole lot of orange and that kind of thing on folks these days. It's nice. Red, whatever it is. I can't tell. It's dark.
It's more pink.
I thought you were going to say something like mauve,
magenta.
Fuchsia's good. Fuchsia's good. And speak of the devil, we were just talking about the man. Pape is here. Prime member of the channel. Thank you again, Pape. We appreciate it. We've been bragging all week that within an hour of having memberships open, we secured our first member. I'm sure there's large channels that can't dream of that level of success and glory. So we do appreciate that. Thank you very much, and welcome back, of course. King Z's got a Fallout trailer dialed up, not like a first look, not still images, like the actual trailer is out. We're going to take a peek. I've been told it looks like it delivers pretty well on the New Vegas front. So I think a lot of people were happy with some Easter eggs that they saw in there. I won't be able to point them out because I'm not a giant Fallout fan. I like the show. I like some of the games, but I'm not an expert on it. I'll say that.
We did enjoy the show. We do have reviews up, and the top.
I'm not telling you how to spend your money. I'm not.
But if you want
all of it's
to,
welcome. But all of it's welcome. We were super excited to open it up, Abe. Definitely, it's been a long time coming, and luckily that we caught lightning in a bottle with that one K-pop Demon Hunters video. There was more essay than review, and I think that really got us there, which was nice. We're trying to replicate that down the line somewhere.
But as I was saying, we also have reviewed the first season of Fallout, so I would suggest you go see it. It is in our catalog. We did overall like it, but I would go back and watch what we said about it.
Yep, for sure. And then what else? We had another topic rounding it. Oh, there's big news on the streaming front. Big talent leaving Netflix and heading over to
its competitor.
That's right. Well, we'll get there when we get there. We'll try to get there. But without any further ado, I'm shocked that you had responded directly to a tweet of mine. Or dude, is it still tweets or twits or X's? I'm not calling it X, dude. I don't care.
It's a post.
What it is. It's a post, whatever.
But actually, it was on Facebook, so I commented.
Was it on Facebook?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was on the Twitters.
Even though I was hot on the Twitters today, like I got much love today for my post on there. But those were all sports related.
So that completely inapplicable. So I had said that it looks like Alien Earth caromed off the highway like that one meme, like everything could be okay, but disaster's right off the highway, like we're up on two wheels. Because episode 3 just like took the bus and just slammed it in like a flaming dumpster of like dog shit. Like I can't even. And then you responded, you were like, well, it's not that bad. And I'm like, dude, this might be my Ahsoka. That's where I'm at. It's not as funny bad as the Acolyte was, because that was just funny bad. Everybody had fun roasting that, but I think people like yourself, like legitimately hurt in the soul by the Ahsoka awfulness. I'm starting to feel like that now about Alien Earth. The first 10 minutes, I was already messaging the Armorist being like, because I had started a little later and she was already ahead of the game. She'd started right at 8 o'clock. And I was like, I don't know if I can watch this. It's that effing bad, dude. The first scene in the shipping container almost had me shut the show off. I just can't. It's that bad. Oh, dude, I'm up for the discussion. That's what we're here for. like to get King's initial thoughts out of the way, and then we can dive right in. We're gonna spoil the hell out of it. Maybe we should run the thing. Run the thing. The thing.
Oh, the thing. Roll the thing.
Noise. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Put a
You've
pin
been
in the
warned.
bits. You're only gonna need one small pin because there's really there's not a whole lot good. There's just not. I gotta roundly refute that claim and assertion. I just can't. But what overall, you were saying it wasn't that bad, meaning on a scale of 100, like if it had a grade, what's the grade? You know what I mean?
I'd easily give it a 78.
Is it almost a B minus? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
That makes sense. You're not really a big fan of the franchise.
Yep. That's exactly it. But I can tell you why. But I know what part you're going to talk about. And you're going to talk about the xenomorph staring at him and the getting on top of the cage.
It's an animal. It's not Michael Myers. It would go in for
all
the kill.
Xenomorphs are smart. If you actually watch and pay attention, they are smart creatures.
Of course they're smart. You know what's not smart? Having two dickheads without guns dead to rights and then opting for the Batman Beyond drop-down attack from the ceiling. It's stupid. It already had stabbed this dude
already calculating because he's seeing something new, and that's her. And the whole it was all a plan. It all breaks down.
It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid to even think that the Xeno could throw that semi-tractor trailer size container over like it was Mr. Nemesis from Resident Evil. Like it bodied that shipping container and rolled it. No. Nope. The whole thing is stupid. The whole thing is stupid. It was stupid when she knew where to stab it through the ceiling, get her blade partially melted, but not, and then she could use it again later to
not
decapitate
stupid
it.
when Punisher does it, when he shoots through the ceiling, when he can just hear people walking. It's not stupid when RoboCop does it.
When you fire 700 rounds at point blank range.
No, he did it with one round, and blood started dripping down. One round.
I remember that part. You'd have to reference that. I'm thinking more like John McClane under the table in Die Hard. You know the dude's standing right here, and you get him from 4 feet away, throwing a sword a specific spot to run something through is a little different, dude. Come on.
Not really.
Not even in the
it is a
ballpark.
big creature. You heard the noise. When the noise stops, you can pretty much pinpoint and just stab up.
How did it know where to stop?
It didn't know where to stop. She knew where it stopped.
Okay, but how did it know where it was going to stop to attack down through the thing if it was going to do that? And how was it even going to do that? What was it going to throw the tail through? If the sword goes through, the tail could go through. But
yeah, easily. Because he wanted to hit her in the head, which she got in the battle that we didn't see.
Stupid. And the battle we didn't see skips over about 2 other ridiculous parts, which is number 1, the brother getting like wrapped up and like run through with the tail, which in and of itself is stupid, but I'm willing to let that slide, right? But then she takes a hook just laying around because it's just meat hooks laying around because this whole thing is Peter Pan themed, so hook, right? Dude, I mean, maybe. I mean, yes. I guess so.
Yeah,
fair.
You're putting her in a human context where she acts human and not like a synth.
Fine. I'll concede that point, but the fact is all the Xeno saw was a 105-pound female and something that it mortally wounded. Wolves don't back away on that. They kill. That's what they do.
Actually, wolves are extremely smart because if it's just one wolf, it will move around and try to come at a more strategic or have the pack surround it.
If it had a pack, I'll give you that, but it already had it wounded. The prey was wounded. It was done. It was toast, and this thing had already run into people with guns.
It is
it could recognize
intelligent
threats.
War machine. Right. It was
and
calculating something else. They're not
no threat.
Godless killing machines like bears. Bears are godless killing machines, and they're still a threat to national security.
Dude, I saw a thing out there that was like, if the population of Uruguay is 14 million, and it's got a population of like 28 million, like iguanas or whatever it was, that means if you went to war, every Uruguayan would have to kill 2 million iguanas. And I'm like, I think I saw that with kangaroos in Australia too. But you're right. I think we do have a grizzly problem up here in the States, but we are going to get it under control in 2025. That's not the point.
Okay,
Sydney says.
Yes,
you read them out.
This one actually plays into my point till we see it later, where she can hear the Xenos making the frequency noises. Okay. That's how the Xenos communicate to each other, and he needed to transport into her. I'm going to tell you, she's going to turn into a xenomorph somehow, some way. And
can you imagine how stupid that's going to be? And you're probably right about that. Listen, I'll concede the hearing thing. Fine, I'll give you that. But I'm going to stand and die on the hill that says A predator, when it acknowledges it has wounded prey and recognizes no other threat assessment around it, it's going in for the kill. That Xeno had already tangled with armed security forces with machine guns, and
which it got the drop on.
Yeah, but it knows what a gun is. And at that intelligence level, it can visually recognize the threat. You got a girl standing there with the paper cutter. Kill. The plot armor is too high to justify. And let's move on to the kill scene in the garage. So she hooks this thing through the little mouth, which is funny. All right. And again, I'm thinking, if it's smart, it doesn't pull away, it pounces. Get that? It pounces, and you're dead. But even if I'm giving it that, she bodies this Xeno because she's super strong.
She is super strong. We established that.
So she could drag it. I'll give her that. Right. She drags it in for an off-screen kill behind a garage door, right? With what? Because the paper cutter should have been melted. Well, okay, it's a magic paper cutter. I'll give her the magic paper cutter. But at that distance, have you decapped anything in a video game? The acid blood is on you, dude. It's got arterial spray. She decapitated it. She's completely unwounded except for the trickle, which then her female mentor doctor character says she's been massively damaged. I don't get it. It
penetrated through her. She doesn't have blood.
No, I'm just saying, but they represented massive damage to her as the trickle.
So if you had something sharp like this and it penetrates, it goes deep, like, because it's a long, say like the.
So what are we saying? That the tail poked her through the top or some shit?
Through the top, and it severed everything on the inside.
I'll give you that. Dude, where's the acid damage? I hate to pick the nit, but it's kind of a big one.
Maybe her skin is acid reflectant, and she's indestructible.
No, Bishop wasn't, and Bishop was newer. Just saying.
Well, they're different, and I'm guessing that they either are locked up or they're destroyed by the end. That way, they don't know about them 2 years. So it's a secret project that's going to disappear. That's why they don't have it.
Dude, that's a given. We can jump right to the end of the show and then kind of bounce back like we do. I think containment theory has pretty much been established as this is how this is going down. And for people asking where's Prodigy competing with Weyland-Yutani in the future, like when movies come around, they're just gone. Like I think they're gonna get tack nuked out of existence on that island. And it'll probably be Weyland-Yutani that does it. It'll probably be the Asian lady that's just like,
you probably know my grandmother. You've been gone for 65 years.
Yeah, that was awesome. I like that character. Maro's still the best character on the show. What do you think of that character?
I think he's tactically smart. I love the part where they explain the aid and how it opens up. Like it can sense organic material to open up.
That was Timothy Oliphant explaining basically to him and the Lost Boys first. And then he explains it to Boy Cavalier later when Cavalier rolls up in the lab and he notices that when an organic comes in, Oliphant's character with Kirsch. He's like, dog, you're the boss. You're going to get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Pape says containment doesn't work. A containment theory insofar as the show goes.
Yeah,
is what I was saying.
It's going to stay to that island, and it's going to die on that island.
Yeah, which is how nobody besides Weyland-Yutani will know that Xenos exist. But my fear there is that they're going to use a final throwaway scene, and it's going to be some garbage like they did in Romulus, where they have Ash, like they'll have a cameo from Ash, the android from Alien, and they'll give him some kind of marching orders getting onto the Nostromo.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I really don't.
Nuke them from orbit. It's the only way
way to be sure. Those tweets were everywhere after episode 3. The egg explanation was cool. There was a lot of cool biology.
Yeah, I also
really enjoyed
because we never see where the micro where it grows and germinates in the human body. Yeah, where it goes in and goes into the lung. So that's because we always saw it pop out of the chest, but we don't know where it's living and growing inside the person. So that makes a lot of sense inside the lung.
I think in the case they had in the show, it's just that the lung was the tissue that it could feed on that was available, and as long as it's implanted in you, it makes do with tissue that's available, like feeding off the blood for nutrients, things like that. I think the lung was just there, you know. But that's another. He
big made that face hugger though. He's like, nope.
He did.
You're dead.
I'm good with that. He shocked the shit out of it too. I'm like, well, good. Well, good. You know, it's about time somebody just did that. You know.
Yeah.
the biology stuff is cool. I like the look of the tadpole. I like Kirsch being a scientist because Cavalier called him a scientist and basically kind of dogged him for not being curious at one point or whatever. However, he kind of basically dressed him down a little bit, and then we actually see him doing science stuff, which was kind of cool. So I'm down for that.
When is a machine not a machine?
You see, you bring us into a good little point there. Cape's asking, the lung makes sense to the yeah, a location wise, sure. I think we all. I'm always thinking that they're just somewhere inside the chest cavity or the lower abdominal where there's just room for an embryo to grow to that side. Remember, these efforts are big when they do the actual.
Yeah, I was always thinking the heart, that it attached somehow to the heart to absorb the blood to keep growing.
That's what I mean. Like it's inside feeding on tissue that's available. So if it happened to get you in the intestine, that's just where it's going to eat from and burst out of your gut. If you remember the proto alien, as much as I hate it, did a spinal eruption from Alien Covenant, which was nasty. That might have been one of the best burst scenes I've ever seen. No scene intended there. Some creepy stuff in this episode, though. Let's see what you think of this stuff. We got 2 examples of kind of people talking to kids, even though they're in adult bodies, in a very weird way. Where your favorite trillionaire boy Cavalier is talking to not Nibs, Curly, the brunette one that wants to be the favorite.
She wants to be Wendy.
Wants to be Wendy, basically. They're like, oh, I'll give you some books and some movies, and maybe we can play. And then they hang on him, and he looks weird, dude.
Yeah,
looks weird.
Well, he does look weird. Like,
oh yeah, dude, weird dude. He's Timothy Chalamet for sure.
Dude, Oracle was in there just praying for a face hugger to get him.
Oh yeah, dude, or for me to just shoot him because I mean, seriously, he's got that coming. So there's weird vibes with him, and then the phone call. We'll talk about the phone call between Morrow and Lost Boy slightly. I'm starting to pick up names, which is nice. It's episode 3. So
yeah,
it's cool
we should start getting some names.
Yeah, we should have had them in episode 1, but that's neither here nor there. Creepy phone call. Like you're a cyborg that's 65 years out of date, and somehow you get on a public access terminal and you remotely access $1 billion prototype.
You didn't see what he did. He took it out of his finger and put it on his neck. He's talking
was that
to him mentally.
Was that the comm device? Is that
yeah?
Okay. Thank you. You did the thing. I totally forgot he had that. That's the kid that he was talking to one-on-one.
Yep.
All right, cool.
That's why he choked him there at the end, so he could put it on him.
Right. Cool. All right. That makes a little bit more sense. That allows me to move away from the focus of how he could have done that and more into creepy AF to talk to kids like that, dude. I need a friend. Will you be my friend, Timmy? Dude, get the panel van, Mauro. Get the panel van.
But he's not a kid. They kept saying, I'm not a kid. I'm dude. They're in their 20s. Don't hold up in court,
dude. Okay, dude. Remember that when she's 16. That's all I'm saying. You know, like that's not gonna hold up. The judge ain't gonna buy that shit. Yeah, I thought, is that the weird contact lens thing? It was a great catch. See, the king is good for these things, but then he does stupid shit like justify bad shit like we just did 10 minutes ago with acid.
It's my job to do that. It's my job to do that. That's why you have me around.
That's right. So 40 cents on that dollar. Anyway.
That's right. I come in with an open mind, and then I try to see what they're doing, and I see what they're trying to play at. And that's how I come at it.
Which is a good way to come at things on a more objective level. I'm willing to trash things when it looks like they're just doing stupid shit with plot armor, like the brother. I mean, this dude's fallen off of 4 things that should have killed him, right? The alien puncture wound should have killed him.
You missed the memo. It came out in January of last year. Fall damage does not count anymore.
Did he put the Lightfoot perk on? I thought if he could only have 1 blue perk, and he already had marathon because he's already been running around. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't get
it. It's the up, down, left, right, B, A, select, start.
No, that's it. That's infinite live. So I got to watch this asshole die before he can do that.
Well, I mean, they just took his lung out.
I know, but they put the lung in the back to tank, so they could do the alien thing. They got him on an iron lung. So we're guessing that at some point it's going to get reimplanted for the reason, right?
Oh,
like that's got to be where this is
for
going.
The pop
telegraphed. Yeah, telegraphed.
So Wendy is all his and not the brothers out of the picture.
Well, because otherwise, otherwise in the notes I got the thing where I'm like Prodigy doesn't just have access to human test subjects because of like economics, right? B, because of like socio-political reasons, and you can just take the undesirables and do this shit. Like, why are we spending millions of dollars on life-saving treatment on this dude? Oh, wait, it's to put a bug in him. That's why. Pace says one of the things I liked about this episode was the tense atmosphere they had going. But where Where was the tension for you outside that last block?
Each person
within the lab. I like that.
Had their own tension. They all have their reasons. You have the one girl who wants to be Wendy. You have the other girl who wants to keep her real name and realize that she probably got the short end of the stick by volunteering.
That's not tension. That's plot.
That's also tension.
He said atmosphere. No. That's
the atmosphere. I mean,
tension.
you have all these dangerous animals. I'm waiting for all of them to get out. I'm waiting for
that's happening.
I'm waiting
You're
for a
getting
straight
Cabin in the
Jurassic Park.
No, you're getting Cabin in the Woods purge. They're breaking containment and going to rough stuff up. And I'm hoping that the fifth one that we haven't seen yet, the flying one allegedly, is suitably savage. Like, I can't wait until that pops off.
Yeah, some Godzilla versus Mon Mothma.
It'd be awesome. Godzilla versus Mon Mothma is very different than Godzilla versus Mothma.
Okay, yeah.
Because Mon Mothma is only like 5'7", and she's very attractive. Don't get me wrong.
But she does have
the
Rebel
orator.
Fleet.
She does have the Rebel Fleet. Dude, that might be a short film we should pitch. Dude, Oracle, take a note. We're going to work on a parody. It's going to be Godzilla versus Mon Mothma. Dude, what if she sizes up like Ultraman? That'd be dope. Dude, that's the king pitch of the week. You guys heard it here first. He's on a roll with these pitches. That might even be better than the Apocalypse one, the Four Horsemen. That was solid. But yeah, I don't think the atmospheric tension isn't there. I'll give them credit. They're trying to build these characters out 3 episodes in, which is fine. Nibs is the one that wants to keep her name. She's the one that got attacked by the eye spider thing. So there's fan theory about how, is she infected? Is she under control? Like, what's the deal? She keeps trying to touch her eyes. Yeah. And it's probably because they didn't tell her that they were recording. The assistant told Slightly and Smee, the two guys.
Yeah.
Mara almost told that we can see what you see and that we're recording.
But I couldn't,
which was kind of creepy.
See what he said to you. It's like, how odd. He was looking directly at him.
Yeah. And his mouth was like pretty much on his ear. So if you can see things, you can hear things. You already told us you can hear things. How did you not get that? That was a little weird. But again, that's another weird bit. Like, how is Slightly, if he's 12, not running down the hall being all like, so anyways, this dude just called me and I don't know how. Like, my kid comes downstairs to tell me when like the mail gets dropped off. There's a truck in the driveway. What's a mail truck, dude? Fucking calm down.
I think the guy who interviewed him is also a synthetic.
He's cold. He's cold, but do you think is he a cyborg like Kirsch and like Morrow, or is he a prototype actual? He's not a hybrid because the kids.
He's not a hybrid. I think he's a synth.
Yeah, like he's a prototype Bishop, like that kind of thing. Okay. We'll see. I mean, that would make sense. Because, like, I don't think I've seen this dude crack an expression other than just like looking like he's bored through 3 episodes, and that's fine.
He looks like a British butler.
British butler. I was just going to stall. He's Ash Jeeves, 100%. I'm going to get the iPad rolling here because there's a couple other points I wanted to hit on that, dude. I'm glad that you're able to derive some level of enjoyment on the show on an ongoing basis. But I mean, let me run this scene by you, because if this didn't cheese grate your nerves, I don't know. I can't help you. What about Slightly and Smee using 2025 slang 120 years later, calling like, with the dudes and the bros and the dude, it yoked them right up out of there. Like, dude, 150 years ago, no one was using slang that we use today. Like, it's just how language evolves over time. And it would be okay if they did one thing, but it's like they had like 5 minutes of a scene with that. It's too much.
It is 95 years from now, not 100.
Whatever it is. Dude, 100 years ago, like the people were calling each other buddy, and they weren't even calling each other buddy. It was chum and sport.
Yeah.
We use those phrases now like unironically.
Look here, bro.
80, dude, I'll give you that. But I feel like some kind of slang is eternal. Like, we still say awesome. Like, my kid's 8, 9. He still like he says awesome, but we don't say radical anymore. That's different. Like, we don't say excellent anymore.
We do
like
say excellent.
No. You use the word. You don't Bill and Ted it.
Oh, Bill and Ted it. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like slang,
the excellent
slang.
with the air guitar.
Right, exactly. We're not doing that anymore. It's like slang does evolve, and so just pick one term. Pick one, but they threw an overloaded a dude where's my car scene at that moment. It was just too much. It's just too much for me. I can't do it. And in my head, I'm thinking, because you just mentioned Serenity earlier.
Gagged me with this one. I was just thinking about that one.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Put it on the list. Good call. We mentioned Firefly and Serenity earlier, and I'm like, 100 years from now, If I was writing that show, I would have just written in the Firefly shiny. You know what I mean? You hybridize the language, like where they incorporate some elements of Mandarin into the English because of how the world developed over those years leading into Firefly. You know, if they're 100 years apart from like present day Earth here, make it unique. You know, you don't have to like it's like we said last week.
But they're probably trying to stick with what the original scripts were like, because it's 2 years before the first movie. So if they use that slang in the first movie, then they have to use that slang now.
But they didn't though. That's what I'm saying, because they were just straight up space truckers doing the dude bro thing. I see what you're saying. That's a great point. They're trying to seamlessly make it connect. Dude, everybody loves Firefly. You didn't do brown coats forever, man. Damn right. I'd follow Mal in a battle any day, even if I didn't get my share on time, and it probably wouldn't be on time. Let's be honest.
Definitely,
he's a great captain. You're not ever getting paid on time. And that's why Jane did what Jane did. You know, almost got flushed out an airlock for it, but that's whatever. What are you gonna do? We should probably just cancel Alien Earth and just do Firefly. I'm down. Can't take the sky from me.
I mean, there's only one season.
It's tragic, dude. Thanks a lot, Fox. Screw me out of
Sci-Fi Channel.
Wasn't it Fox? I thought Fox did the air it out of order thing and cut it after one because they aired it out of order so nobody could follow the arc. I'm pretty sure. Was it Sci-Fi? I don't think it was. That might be an Oracle question. Let's drum that up while we're still going over the episode there. Tell me anything that happened in the middle, because I fell asleep and had to go back and rewatch the middle. I was kind of bored.
So the middle is pretty much they
just remind me.
They recapture everything. They move it to the plant.
They strip the ship,
and bam! They had the interaction with the security guard. Technically, the Morrow. They had an interaction with Morrow, and then Timothy came in there. They had a little back and forth.
They actually called him out on his bullshit, and I thought that was good.
Yeah,
that was a good move for the show. Well, they didn't go for the throat, which makes sense. You don't dress down your boss like that. In that world, no, you're toast. You're blacklisted forever. You know.
Yeah, and then it's him getting back, telling him what they have, and then explaining the rules of the lab, and that's when he goes, "No, only sense in there. You're in charge.
Yeah, lock it down."
Yeah, and then they have
a smart decision.
Yeah,
smart decision, which was good.
I'm ready to see what that eye can also do, other than take over you, the eye creature.
Well, we don't even know if that's what it's doing yet. Like that could be a thing. Could be.
It's a straight zombie eye. I'm telling you,
it's a zombie eye. It's an eye with other eyes on it and and squid tentacles.
I love like how it has eyes like looking back, but then it has like a primary eye that just appears wherever it wants to look. So it's like it has like blurred vision, like really good peripheral vision, 100%. And then boop, you did see. It was original.
Going to confirm that the name is Nibs with the B. Nibs.
Yep. Yeah. Did he even talk about like Nibs always misses all the excitement. He's always around the corner.
Boned. Oh, dude, it's going to be disgusting because I think I think King is on the right track here. I think because cordyceps is all the rage and how zombie things work now, I think it's going to get an effect like that where it's going to be a slow descent into self-harm. I think where they're going to go.
I don't even think it's going to be slow. It just takes over like immediately. Once it hits your eye, it's immediate takeover.
So what do you think the outcome is? I think she just self-terminates. I don't think it'll be anything beyond that, because I think they're going to try to go with the whole. I'm trying to think of a good allegory here, or a good analogy, and I'm fumbling.
She's the first one who has to die.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's marked. She's marked for death. 100%. 100%.
She has the black spot.
Yep. Yeah. She's toast. Slightly, I think, goes second. And then
I think the wannabe favorite, of course, Wendy's going to be last.
And she survives. And I don't know if this gets a season 2, but I think half of this team has to die. I think the lady mentor is going to get it. Kirsch might die. Cavalier definitely dies. That's a fact. He's going down hard. Mm-hmm. Like there's going to be something. There's something special planned for him.
We're thinking into weapons type special, because his kids might turn on him. His Lost Boys. Oh God, I hope not. It was dumb enough watching actual kids tear somebody apart. Watching grown-ups do it, it's just going to be like a zombie movie. Tinny says Nibs will probably let out something trying to look at the octopus. Yep. Yeah, I could see that.
But I want, and hopefully it happens to it'd be cool if it happened to the assistant. I think the British butler guy, something to get a rise out of him, because I think whatever has to happen to Boy Cavalier has to come from probably from Wendy. I would imagine, like she's the instrument of his demise, since she's been controlled for so long. I think that it has to be something. Dude, space ticks are nasty. If he fell in a bucket of those, I'm down. I mean, I'd throw up for about 12 straight hours and not be able to do anything the next day but drink Gatorade. But like, yeah, it needed to be something like that. Like something like some deep rising level of like liquefied and consumed from the inside out. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Because that's nasty.
Yeah.
Like
that's just nasty right there.
That's nasty. We can't do that. Can't do that in hair. Yeah, the music at the end of the show, also a point of contention. Like, I don't get it's a trend now where it's like we because they did this in Ironheart, they did it in the Acolyte. No, rock music. No, like contemporary music played over your end credits.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Don't like it at all. Are you
I like that song.
I like the song. It's completely out of place in sci-fi for this kind of shit. I just don't like it.
I don't think so. I think it blends in quite well. In
not
quite
for
well.
me. I like these things to be the world that isn't what we're in. Like it's its own thing. It's its
mandatory. Well, it's when you're leaving the world, you're coming back into your own world. It's credits time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's some orchestral score that's gothic and dark and brooding just suits it better.
And it's always time for Metallica. Mandatory Metallica at 9.
I mean, it's never not, but at the end of a show in 2025, that might be the one time. So they're on the island. Everything's there. All the synths are there.
Yep.
Or the hybrids are there.
Yeah, and we already talked about the end of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So everything's going to happen on the island. I was wrong that I said they'll never leave the ship. I thought it would be more of a type of what's that? Judge Dredd going up the tower.
Yeah.
Type
getting out of the mega city.
They didn't get none of that. So.
Oh well, that brings me to my last nitpick before I ask you where you think it goes for next week, because that is it's the halfway point, right? Episode 4. There's only 8.
There's only 8.
So it took them all that time to get down to wherever to have that encounter with the Xeno. I should have mentioned this earlier. Forgive me. And then they fight it to the death. She decapitates it. This dude's fairly mortally wounded, and she's damaged massively. How long were they down there before they got dragged out? It seems like that might be a time-critical situation for me while you're bleeding out as a human. Just saying. It
was an indiscriminate amount of time. They have futuristic medicine.
Yeah, but you still got to get it there to get it on them. They had no radios. Places.
I don't think they were thinking that far into it, because you don't.
Oh no.
It wasn't.
But that's a problem.
It's not plot. It's not plot critical.
It is plot critical. It's a human being that took a gut wound that they had killed him to the point where they.
And how many movies have we seen where people take a gunshot and the next thing you know, we're in the hospital?
And they're stupid unless it makes sense. If they're buried underneath the rubble of a spaceship crash into Mega City 1,
that is accessible because everybody and their mother's getting down there.
Who's everybody and their mother? These dudes had to jump between a broken stairwell and then fall off a spaceship to get down to that garage.
That was the other side. They ran down this one. Yeah, they made it to the other side. Yeah,
she did do some running. I'll give you that. She did do some running. I'm like, okay, she's running. She's big fast. But I'm like, fast. Nah, dude, he's bleeding out all over the place. And whatever, she's a robot, so it doesn't matter. I'm like, it's not even tense for her, because I'm like, why wouldn't they just upload her into a new body? Like, I don't care. Like, they didn't keep a copy.
Is she backed up? And this also goes into our whole play from our last discussion.
Yeah.
Is it really you if you back up your memories and your thoughts into a hard drive that can just be loaded into another hard drive? Because once again, it's going to have different mannerisms. It's going to have different speech patterns. It's going to have a different way to gate. So is it really you?
But I see, I love the talk of that, because I want them to have that discussion in a quiet. It doesn't have to be a whole episode. It can't be. It's not the type of show. But they should quietly get into that kind of discussion. Or are we really who we are? That kind of thing. But it also does the same thing that Battlestar Galactica had to deal with, where if you get the Cylons dead to rights and you take one out and they have a resurrection ship nearby, there is no tension that a named character is eliminated. Now, if there's no ship nearby, they're boned. In this show, if they have backups, I don't care. Like, what do I care if Wendy dies? I just don't care if she's ever in peril. It's a tight.
And I think they
walk.
didn't back it up because it was a head-to-head swap.
Yeah, but I think but see, I think her mentor needs to remind the scientist, or the scientist needs to remind Boy Cavalier at one point in a line or two, where like, we can't keep putting them in the meat grinder. Like, this is it. Like, we built 5. There is no file save. We couldn't save their personalities, their conscience. It was transferred, like you just said. It was a head swap. That's it. It was a one-way trip. Unless we plug that body into a new one and we don't have any, or something like that. I'd like to see that. PayPad one that I wanted to throw up there. You think it'll stay on the island? Episode 5 is tied in space. That would be the flashback episode, would be my guess.
Yeah,
King's a big fan of that placement, the flashback in episode 5.
I think episode 3. In most series that we see now, episode 3 is the flashback episode. You have the whole setup.
It was on Acolyte, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Episode 3. I think it was also another one we just watched recently, where episode 3 was the flashback.
Ironheart wouldn't have. Oh no, Ironheart did have the flashback, and they had the flashback to her father and the friend dying in the drive.
And that was also a whole episode 3.
Yeah, you're right. Interesting. But we've seen other shows where it comes later, where it catches up to. It gives you more insight to how we all got here, like that far into the story. So that would be my guess, because we already saw Morrow mention.
Yeah, and it will be Morrow's flashback episode.
Right. And it'll end with that scene of the crew member pounding on the door and him getting into the impact room.
Yeah,
for sure. Dude, that one lab guy definitely started to. I think that'd be a natural extension. Like, if there's gonna be the Lost Boys team goes to do whatever on the island, he has to make that reminder, and then Boy Cavalier fires him or shoots him or something, because I think that character will likely die also, actually, the scientist, just because if he's a thorn, he'll be a victim of a human. You know what I mean? Like, I think the Boy Cavalier, the assistant, will quietly ixnay him off screen, would be my guess. You asked too many questions. Who do you think runs this shit? Bang. Something like that. I could see that for sure. Yeah. Dude, I don't know. Like I said, I don't like it. I'm watching more. I don't like it on that level.
You're definitely on the minority too, both in Rotten Tomatoes and on IMDb. It's a 7.8 on IMDb, and it's a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't get it. Maybe plot armor is just in fashion for the fall. Maybe that's where we're at with this kind of thing.
We're not in the fall yet.
Yeah, it's fashionable for the summer, heading into the fall.
That's right. It's before Labor Day.
It's fashionable for back to school. It's fashionable for back to school. Plot armor. And not writing original shit.
Oh, well.
And
that's
everybody
been Hollywood for a
decisions.
while now.
I know, but that doesn't mean we have to keep accepting it. We could segue into gaming from there and talk about not accepting Black Ops 7 and accepting Battlefield 6, whatever. What are we going to talk about? But we have other things. We have other things.
We have our trailer of the week. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, see, I like this. I like Fallout. Fallout good. Fallout Season 2 probably will be okay. Fallout good. Better than Alien Earth. At least when people die on this show, they stay dead. Her mom ain't coming back. Yeah, her mom ain't coming back. She dead. This is Season 2 of Fallout, everybody.
Yep.
Common story around here. Someone you care about or someone you hate?
Oh, what a great question. What say you, Miss
Laggy?
McLean?
Look at a little laggy.
Yeah. Have we been EMP'd? Are we in Fallout? Now I got no sound.
And we're going to let our technical expert.
There we are. Cook that for a while. Let's say we'll get that up and running for you guys if you haven't seen it. I saw that a little earlier. I don't know if you gave it a first watch on your own, did you?
No, I was actually waiting for tonight. So
cool. Like I was saying earlier before the show, the folks that have already kind of taken a peek at it and were sharing online, generally people that like Season 1 seem to enjoy what they saw here. A lot of Easter eggs for New Vegas and Fallout 3 is what I was hearing. People that are big aficionados on the game still point out a couple of more canonical problems about how you couldn't have this, and this, which makes sense. I never begrudge those people. I'm one of those guys when it's something I really like. So, I mean, you got to respect that. But the production of the show in Season 1, I think we both had a blast watching and talking about week to week for sure.
Yeah, it was a fun show. I really enjoyed season 1. I think it stayed really close as it could to the gameplay aspect of it, even up to the Pip Boys and like having all the status on that.
Aesthetic was on point.
Yeah.
The look of it and the vibe was on point.
The costume design was great. Acting was on point. So
the tone was great too. Like it was in the vault. All the vault stuff was goofy until like the gunfights and the violence and all that shit. Like it was goofy. Like remember when she gets like paired with the psycho killer from the other vault and they hook up on their wedding night and he got out of bed and wiped his donger off on the drapes. I'm like, that's kind of funny. Right. This is the tone that I wasn't expecting from the show, but it's crude. I'm down for crude humor. It's like there's stuff like that was funny about it. You know, and then everything the Wasteland is good, but the stuff with the ghoul with Walton Goggins was great. I'm down for more of him.
All right. Let's try this again.
Sorry about that, guys. We're going to take a second shot here.
I'm looking for someone.
It's probably just the site is having issues there on StreamYard.
Oh, what a great question. What say you, Miss McClam?
Yeah, it's still running kind of slow.
I love that song. Striking.
You want to know why the world ended?
Maybe we should kill it.
Yeah, I think it just probably their StreamYard server's not running right.
Maybe we could get the Oracle to copy and paste like the YouTube link to it, like in the description or something for folks that want to check it out.
Yeah. So
sorry about that, guys. Usually trailers run better, but like you said, if it's Prime, maybe it's because it was Prime and not YouTube.
It was a downloaded video. I think it's actually just StreamYard server just running really slow. We have to upload everything to it, so it just might be a slow payback coming from their server.
And StreamYard does that from time to time.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. We appreciate that.
It's a problem when you're cloud-based, but hey, we'll keep moving on here.
Look, then just to wrap up that segment, then it comes out. October or September?
December.
It's December?
Yeah, I thought it said December.
Oh man, I thought it was a fall show. That sucks. Okay, well that's just a little longer. We'll catch up with that when we get there. But I'm anticipating liking it. Like I said, based on how I liked season 1. Since I'm not married to canon, I won't be able to nitpick that and say, oh, they got this wrong, they got that wrong. If they keep the vibe, they keep the look, they're not afraid of their rating because they exercise every bit of that the R rating with the violence, the gunfights, with the adult themes, with the language, the writing. I thought was funny. Like as she goes from more isolated vault, a wallflowery type of girl, she gets harder out in the wasteland.
Yeah,
her language
see her changes. Yes. You see her demeanor start to change.
Exactly.
You start seeing a little tarnish on that shine.
Yep, I like that. I like the guy, the guy that joined the Brotherhood, the guy that ended up stealing the power armor. Killed the guy that was putting him down. Like that's another good character there. I like to see more out of him, see where he goes, and then the Ghoul. I think the Ghoul is everybody's runaway favorite character on that show. Walton Goggins' character,
which it's following his story in the past. All the past flashbacks is his story. So
and that was a lot of the stuff I think that was included in the trailer that we didn't get to see. Was they showed you glimpses of that flashback and how that like the alternate world that they live in with the alternate World War II history between the States and Russia, and then how China became a player later and may have initiated the nuclear stuff. Like that they're unclear on that.
Yeah,
I think that you get a lot of the world before aesthetic. So we're going to see some Fantastic Four, retro future stuff, Fallout style, which wrote the book on that kind of.
Yeah, it was one of the first ones. It was still set in like 1950s and stuff.
Right.
So,
Pape says, "Have you looked into it, waiting for it because Del Toro's the man, and we will be watching that 100%. We're in for Frankenstein for sure. We're going to be in.
Is he the visionary director? Like every time they talk about that,
Del Toro.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. They always have to throw that in there.
Yeah,
yep.
Of course. So it's what you do. That's what you do.
Yeah. So we're the link to the video is in the chat now. Oracle has posted it.
Awesome.
So if you want to see it, go ahead and go take a look.
Awesome. Cool. All right. So we're going to get into the fun factor of the show. Unless you want to do the Duffer Brothers thing real quick.
Let's do that. Let's hit the news.
Because that is kind of interesting. News. You handle this one. I gotta get a drink.
So reports have come out after the season of Stranger Things. The Duffer brothers are leaving Netflix. Their contract is up, and they have signed with a competitor already. They're going over to Paramount Plus, which Paramount is dying for a hit. I don't want to hear you Star Trek fans yelling, "Oh, they have Strange New World." That's one show.
I'm a Star Trek fan. It's not a hit. Can confirm. Picard season 3, hit. Everything else is a bust.
But it took 2 other seasons to get to season 3.
Oh, yeah. 2 other seasons that they had to ignore completely in season 3. Yeah. So Paramount, good. They were so good, dude.
Like the one thing I liked on Paramount Plus when we briefly had it was SWAT or SEAL Team. Sorry, SEAL Team.
And Top Gun Maverick. And that was it. Yeah, dude. Remember, we watched Section 31 on Paramount. I had to buy you the month of Paramount because you're like, I don't want that shit.
No, I already told you I had Paramount because we had it through
I thought that was the one I sent you. I thought that was the one I sent you the card for because you were like, nah, I don't want
Nope, it was Netflix.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. The Paramount, they need a hit because I think outside of, aren't all the Tyler Sheridan shows over there? Like Mobland and,
They have those,
stuff.
and they have the NCIS over there as well.
But they're genre stuff that we do, like the fantasy sci-fi stuff.
And they're far behind. Apple TV is like leading the pack right now, especially new sci-fi type of stuff.
That's a fact, I'm sure, Pape, for sure. It's definitely not the Halo series that I lambasted in an early version of the Winter Wollston's catalog. That was my best video until the K-pop Demon Hunters thing, dude. It's still
Halo was on Paramount
Dumpster Fire. Confirmed, dude. You should retro watch that on your own. So I can get you off of the high horse. So you'd be like, well, dude, it had to happen because of this and that. Like, no, dude, it sucked, and you know it sucked. You have to go watch episode 1 now.
I did see episode 1.
Did you?
Yeah, that's the only episode I watched.
And you watched 45 minutes too much because after that first 15-minute scene where the Spartans show up and kick the crap out of the Covenant, the show was completely downhill. Dude, that's the biggest bait and switch in streaming history because I saw the first 15 minutes of that shit and I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Halo is here. Completely in his house. No. 15 minutes later, I got pink hair on one Spartan. I got Master Cheeks in the locker room cutting into his butt crack to get out the homing. Get the fuck out of here, Halo. Stupid sons of bitches. Good God, that show was terrible. Good God.
I'm surprised it got a second season.
Preloaded. It was just like signed up front for 2.
Oh, okay.
And that's and then
money
and then
was already allocated.
Allocated it in the pocket. And then the showrunner left. No, that's the show about the pink-haired space marine and then John Spartan from Halo who had PTSD and a bunch of emotional disorders and didn't act like the Master Chief ever. And then got rescued. Oh, dude, yeah, no, the little blonde girl, the Covenant girl, because they have a human. Forget about that. I forgot all about that because that was stupid. And then she downloaded his brain or something into Cortana, which I don't know, man. I don't care. I hate that show. It was so bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
So bad.
But there's a lot of good
it's
stuff
worse than anything.
The rest of this year. There's some good ones. I think we should talk about that NetSuite, about things we're excited for.
We're coming up at that halfway point. We're past the halfway point of the year, but we're coming into like the fall and
the final quarter.
Yep. But yeah, the Duffer Brothers, because that's kind of that was the point here. Is like they basically like Netflix told them they can't guarantee them theatrical release for anything that would be in their next contract going forward. That was the sticking point, and that they wanted the opportunity for theatrical release. And I guess they even pointed out that other people on Netflix were able to maneuver into theatrical releases. That Greta Gerwig's Chronicles of Narnia forthcoming almost shut that project down because they were like, nope, we're going to be platform only. And she was like, cool, do it without me, and they walked that back. Your friend Ryan Johnson with the Glass Onion trilogy of films was like, nope, if you don't let me get a theatrical shot at this, I'm not going to just do it on streaming. So people like Winterwolf and Kingsley can watch it in a month or 2 and then literally never talk about it again. Like, these are artists. Like, they want people to talk about their shit 10 years later. If I was Ryan Johnson, I probably wouldn't.
Every person wants to. They want to make something that's remembered.
Yeah, be remembered. Right.
Whether good or bad, Mr. Rebel Moon.
Mr. Ryan Johnson. So his new movie, speaking of Rebel Moon, called The Last Photograph. I saw a tweet somewhere that said, "Great, bring on the 15-minute segment of slow-mo film development." And all I could think about, threshing the wheat. Threshing the
I
wheat.
did see it in slow motion, like he rolls out the film.
He just pulls the forceps. He takes the print out of the liquid in the dark room,
and then dips it back in, and then brings it back out.
Yeah.
And then
15 minutes. And then flash lens flare, but then when you get outside, there's no color correction. It's just all gray.
Yeah.
Like the whole fucking world is gray. But yeah, no, the Duffer brothers, they threw down some nutsack, and they were like, then fine, we'll go. They're taking less money to go to Paramount, where they can get some theatrical freedom to be able to put things in theaters going forward.
Yeah, because Paramount is known for its theatrical releases, as well as having CBS and the
5-decade history, right? I mean, they're like Warner Brothers. They got a 5-decade history of fronting things wherever they want to go to hit the most eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Netflix has their little market cornered. I think it's kind of cowardly, honestly, to not take a poke at theatrical. Like, what do you have to lose? K-pop Demon Hunters? Anybody?
Yeah, well, it isn't a theatrical release.
2 days.
Limited. It's a limited release.
Limited, dude. We need to invent a new term called stranglehold, for like where they choke the movie for 2 days and then they take it out of theater, because that's it. That's not even limited. That shit's like scarcity.
Actually, if you don't mind, I'll take this minute for K-pop Demon Hunter. The song Golden is the most successful K-pop song in K-pop history now, as they have this thing called kills, and it has the most kills of any song ever. And what a kill is that it's number one on all the streaming platforms that matter. Yep,
that's it. Golden. That's the one he's talking about.
Yep, Golden.
And this, I think this is the second time it's done that, because didn't it hit number one early in the movie?
It hit number one on the U.S. Billboard chart. The Korean.
Yeah. Yes.
And what's even funnier is that the lead singer who did the voice for
EJ,
she was actually denied to be a K-pop idol.
Oh, get out of here!
And now she has the number one song of all time.
It makes me like the movie even more. I can go back and watch it again later now. Not that I couldn't do that if I wanted to. I love all the success that movie is getting. I love more that Netflix. Somebody got bilked there. I think it was I don't remember how it went. Like Netflix handled distribution and Sony made it. So Netflix only made like 20 million on it. I'm reversing the parties.
It's the other way. Sony only made 20 million on it.
Right. Like, guys, come on. Like, sort this shit out. Like, if you put that in theaters, nationwide release, you
$1 billion
it in there until the end of September. $1 billion.
Not including all the worldwide stuff.
Right.
It would make a bill worldwide and a bill sitting here in the U.S.
Yeah, because there's literally nothing else out there for that demographic to go check into.
It was the perfect time for it to come out, because it was coming right at the end of summer. So you would have the last thing, for the kids to go to before, back to school.
Dude, we've said it before. I'll say it again here. If these idiots would just call us before they made any big decisions, like, for the love of God, like, we could sort this shit out to billions. We could fix it for you.
I mean, we gotta call it. We gotta call back to the name from Life. Just can't get right.
Exactly, man. Exactly. $1 billion. That's a lot of money, dude. If Niza 2 can hit $1.8 billion and be the most profitable animated movie of all time, which it just did. I just saw that like in a separate article. I think that's another. I don't think that's Korean. I think that's Chinese. I think, if I recall correctly, someone had mentioned that in one of the comments on that video we did. Like, look into these two. They're going to make billions of dollars. And I was like, all right, I'll go check it out. Looks a little bit more kiddie. Like the main character is like younger. He's like a child. So it's more of like a Pixar age kind of character. But yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters, if that's not expanded into a couple of other side movies, sequels, whatever, and then maybe like a recurring streaming series, these idiots have just fumbled the fucking bag.
Well, it's 100% Netflix property now, so they're going to fumble the bag anyways.
Oh, that's a given. I mean, they'll probably completely subvert all the expectations of a sequel for that movie, despite the fact that it being overwhelmingly like positively received.
Yeah,
depressing. But why don't we take some time and do the fun topic?
Fun topic.
Not that the other ones weren't fun, but this was a last minute idea because we wanted to do something less news and more funsies. Dude, so I've compiled I think 20 ship designs from all over sci-fi, from Western media, the last going back decades, really, in some cases. I just wanted to take a look at them, get some thoughts, maybe rate them on a 10 scale just for fun. Don't need to go deep cut into the history or whatever. Maybe just kind of name what they are, where they're from, for folks that might not know. And let's take a look. You do any order you want, dude. I don't care. Just pick
all right,
one.
Oracle. Give us some spaceships.
Ship porn coming up. Oh yeah, we start with a good one.
We're starting with the wars.
So this was a hard one because obviously there's 1,000 different ship designs you could pick from universe.
Yeah.
Or just pick the big ones and threw them in there. Dude,
It has, out of any universe, it probably has the most different ships.
It's got to. And that includes Star Trek, that has multiple planetary systems and societies that just don't. And I have Trek ships coming up here next or soon. But there's really only a few that are really memorable. But Star Wars, dude, instantly recognizable anywhere,
So,
classic.
Could you explain to me why the X-Wing actually has to split wings in space?
Because physics wasn't a thing in the 70s.
Okay.
Yeah, physics wasn't a thing in the 70s. Mm-hmm. I think that the hyperdrive only works when the S-foils are not locked in attack position. Maybe that was it. I don't know why that would be the case. It shouldn't matter. And it just looks cool because when they say lock S-foil attack position, it's that ass. That's why. Shit. And I'll go to my grave saying the only redeemable scene in the sequel trilogy is the part where the Resistance shows up on Tokadano and rescues Han, Finn, and Chewbacca.
Oh, when they fly low over the water.
Yes,
that was a great shot.
The fact that you knew the shot that it started with, it's the only redeemable scene in the trilogy, dude. The whole thing. The music kicks, Poe does his thing, and I'm like, dude, this feels like fucking Star Wars. Thank God.
Yeah, because it was they all had the black paint too.
Yes.
So I was waiting for them to say Rogue Squadron. I was so waiting for it.
Yeah.
But they did not pull the trigger on that one.
Pape says the split wings are for aiming and heat dispersion. Okay, cool. I'm with it. Yep. That's why.
Okay.
Good enough for me. Good enough for me.
Explanation for
sure.
me.
Doesn't matter. Does not matter in the slightest to me. It looks that cool. Or see, if shit looks cool, I can excuse a whole lot of stuff. And I want to be clear on that point.
Now, including how much you love the TIE Fighter sound.
Dude, I love the TIE Fighter sound. I love that shit. The only thing intimidating about that ship design is that sound.
It's also like 3 times the speed of an X-Wing.
Dude, it's faster. It's clearly more maneuverable because it's point of center or whatever it's called. Allows it to tumble. Yeah, it's just, dude, you hit one of the panels and it's toast. Now,
it has no shields, which the X-Wing has shields.
Yes, it is lightly shielded. That's right. The ship that didn't make the cut here for Star Wars is the TIE Interceptor with the angled triangular wings that point forward. Not the Vader one where they're kind of compressed this way. The straight point was the Interceptors. Those are fucking awesome.
Like they had an Andor.
Yes. Yep. That was a prototype Interceptor.
That was the prototype of the Interceptor. Yep.
Right. Dude, dope. But I mean, dude, when you talk about ships that have like instantaneous cultural recognition, like the Millennium Falcon, you've never seen a ship like the Falcon in your life. Because it looks like a bucket of junk, just like Luke called it. It looks like dog shit. But when it makes the run on the Death Star,
Hamburger or something like that. The Hamburger was what its nickname. When they had to bring that model out, they call it the Hamburger.
Oh, dude, I had no idea. That's funny, but it doesn't surprise me. But it's instantly recognizable. One of my favorite scenes in movie history is when it gets out of the core of the Death Star in Jedi, and the explosion's coming behind it, and it just bursts out of the flame, and the music hits. I love that. It's magic, dude. That ship is absolutely magic.
TIE fighters have no
hyperdrive.
No hyperdrive. They need jump ships.
Well, dude, he must have been part of a convoy and gotten lost or something.
Yeah.
Maybe he's heading to that small moon. It's not a moon. It's a space station.
That's no.
It's too big to be a space station. Love that. And then Star Destroyers, dude. Star Destroyers are just awesome. Like they're capital ships that are fucking huge.
Look how much bigger.
Dude, exactly.
That's like a city on top of it.
Exactly. And it crashed into the Death Star. One of the worst shots in the trilogy. That shot was garbage. It looked cool, but it
was a great idea. But I think it didn't really exercise with the technology they had at the time.
And that'll be kind of how we remember the Holdo maneuver from TLJ in 15 more years. That was an interesting idea, but it changes space combat forever. Star Wars, best ships. And we didn't even mention Y-Wings, B-Wings, A-Wings, Snow Speeders, all kinds of dope shit.
And not including the Bounty Hunter ship.
I was the Slave
Mando
One
ship.
Yep. So the slave one was Boba's ship.
Yeah.
Mando's ship was the Razor Crest, and then it
Yep.
got destroyed. Then he had that reject Naboo Starfighter. Jedi Starfighter. Got lots of
Now, Trade Republic
ships.
fighters.
Yep. Dude, all the frigates are awesome. You know,
Yep.
all the Eagles, like the walking tanks, all those, they're so cool. The
All
ship
right.
designs.
I think we
Next
talked-
franchise. Yeah.
The Trek.
The Trek.
Which I think these are the only real ship designs. The four basic ship designs of all of Star Trek.
Dude, this is what I was talking about.
Like
you got
the
10 years of the Enterprise. It's the same ship. It mildly
same
curves
design.
a little.
But I mean, even the other ships are pretty much the same basic design. Big disc attached to a smaller body with the engine coils in some type of formation around it. The Excelsior, the Excalibur, the Defiant.
The Defiant it didn't make the cut because it's not I don't think anybody would instantly recognize. I mean, maybe they would, because if you're not a Trek fan, you wouldn't recognize the Klingon bird of prey in the top right. You know, you wouldn't know that. Or then the bottom right one's the Romulan warbird, which is one of my favorite sci-fi ships of all time. Dude, powered by an artificial black hole. It doesn't get any cooler than that. You know what I mean?
And then, of course, the Unstoppable Borg.
Had to put that in there. But you see, when we compare this to like Star Wars, it's exactly like you said. The Federation spans an entire like galactic quadrant, and these are the only 4 ships anybody would know. Like nobody would recognize a Cardassian ship or a Bajoran freighter. You'd recognize DS9, the space station, for sure. But like, you know, no one's even probably really telling the difference between the different classes within the Federation ships, like a Galaxy class, Constitution class, like all those things. Most people don't know those, but everybody knows what the Enterprise is. Yeah. Everybody, whether it's A, B, C, D. I think they're up to G now. You know, you know those. And then the Borg cube had a sphere, but nobody cared about that because it was in a movie.
What was sick is when they had the bird of prey that could actually fire photon torpedoes while cloaked.
Yep. You were like, tactical disadvantage disappeared.
Yep. Would you like to help me perform surgery on a torpedo?
Change the game.
And the thing is that, like, and now we're changing again. We got a little
bit of this, a little bit of that.
Got a little Futurama in there.
You got to, if you're talking ships, dude, you got to talk Planet Express ship. It takes a licking and keeps on ticking, dude. I've seen this thing crash into an asteroid and crumble like an 83 Honda hatchback and still get like put back together and still fly out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's been affixed with the Enterprise nacelles for propulsion in the Star Trek episode. It's too good.
And then you got the Serenity there.
You know how to have the Serenity. The Serenity out of all of these ships, I would say even more so than, or maybe on the level of like the Millennium Falcon. It's like, it's your home. It's a home ship. It's just what it is. It's a character. It has its own identity. Like it's old. It's past its prime. It's fallen apart, but it never gives up on you.
Yep. Last
Starfighter. That's the Gunstar, correct? Bottom right. It needed to be in there. You'd be surprised how hard it is to find pictures of this thing that aren't like a tabletop model or like Lego construction set, because all the screen images from this movie are like terrible, but that's the best one they had. And the bottom right is not Babylon 5. I have no ships from Babylon 5. The franchise I have never seen a whole lot of, so it didn't occur to me to put it there. The bottom left side is from Space Above and Beyond. It is a prototype Chig attack vessel that it's inspired by the TIE fighter. When it attacks, it spirals at you like a corkscrew. So if you can imagine,
that the one
like
that had the
centerpiece.
deadly aces or the?
Yes. Yep.
I thought
led by the Queen of Hearts.
Yep.
Exactly right. It ran for one season, also on Fox. Thanks for nothing. It probably ran a few years before fucking Serenity.
It did. It did.
Yeah.
Because I remember that one. I was excited for it, and I watched the first episode. I never watched another one.
Dude, if you remember this episode, that this ship was in a few episodes. It was piloted by a Chitauri ace pilot that shot down dozens of other like human pilots. And they put their one retired sergeant who didn't pass like flight qualifications in a bucket of bolts hammerhead vessel, which I have coming up, to duel him because they called him Chiggy von Richthofen, like their Red Baron. Because on the side of one of its wings, the alien had painted "No Hope," And so people were fucking terrified to fly against him. Homeboy went up there with an inferior ship and shot its ass down. It was a badass episode. And then he got the slow walk getting back in the airlock where people just looked at him like he was walking on water. It was dope. Great episode of TV. Long forgotten. Dude, banger show too. You think about it when we talk about Alien Earth, this show, Space Bomb Beyond, had AI, had synths, had human clones, had cyborgs, had all this interstellar crap, because this was a first contact situation on the show. Like we had just started to break out of our solar system and bam, instant resistance. It was awesome. It was so cool. I can see where it inspired so much shit going into 2000. I missed that show. But yeah, it was a banger. Oh, from The Expanse? Good call. Good call. I forgot about The Expanse. So the first 5 seasons of that show were so good, and then the books went south, and I think the last season of the show had to follow and didn't end well. Some oddball designs here.
Yeah.
Let's see who can name what.
Well, isn't the top right Space Odyssey, right?
Yes, that's Discovery.
Yeah.
Any other guesses?
So the bottom one looks like it's part of Avatar. The
bottom left or right?
Bottom left.
Nope.
No. It looks like it though. I mean, if you look at it compared to other
ding,
ones.
ding, 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 ding. And this is how we know you're not a fan of the franchise, because that is the Cheyenne class dropship from Aliens. Oh yeah. Pharaoh, do you copy? Prep on station, immediate dust off. Yeah, exactly. It's that ship. Dope. And the top left was one you requested, actually.
A black hole?
Do you remember? Nope. I did not use the black hole.
I forgot which one that was running through. I just they did a space shows and started typing them out.
Buck Rogers.
Buck Rogers, that's right.
Yep. Yeah, there. Yeah, Pape got in there a little late, but yep. Oh no, top right, no. Top left was Buck Rogers.
Yeah, top left.
Top left was Buck Rogers.
Yeah.
And bottom right is a show that came out around the time Babylon 5 did, around the other time, I think late 90s, going into like early 2000s ish. It was a network show like TNT. That is the Andromeda Ascendant. Kevin Sorbo was on that show.
I never watched Andromeda.
Not a bad show. It was on it was just left streaming on like Peacock or something a little while ago. I caught a bunch of episodes. It was good. It was fun. It was one of those. It was very much a product of its time, like era wise, like writing wise. You know, episode of the week in a long season arc kind of thing. Yeah, but that alien dropship, that's one of the coolest shots in history. When it's facing the nose as it's coming down and it deploys the rocket pods to stabilize. That's awesome. And then when it dusts off after it drops off the APC, I love that. That is so effing cool. That was a great shot of that. So, what else we got here? We got one more, I think. Okay, so we get some another franchise here.
Yeah, so we got the Battlestar.
Okay, so you got that.
You got the fighter. You got the mothership, and then you got the drone ship.
Yeah, so Battlestar Galactica, from current era of the show, which is now like years old. So it's got all the battle damage, which I thought made for a really cool picture here. Yep, Cylon Base Star, top right.
Yeah,
which just has a wild design. And there was always something cool about watching the Galactica nuke one, because radiological weapons were like a threat in this world. So whenever they just fired that pinprick of light, and I got to watch one of those suckers explode, was always cool. Bottom left is the Cylon Raider from the modern show, which had some TIE fighter tumbling abilities, and
it's also a living being. Like it's actually a brain.
Has organics in it.
Yep.
Yep. You remember when what's his face? Wait, did Starbuck? Did Kara roll up in it and pilot it from the organics, or did Apollo do that? One of them two.
No, Apollo did that.
Yeah,
there was two of them that were together. I think it was Starbuck's husband and Apollo flew it.
Oh yeah, it might have been. That's right. It might have been that dude. I love that. Pape says the original Viper from the first show is a great starfighter. Like it's just a wee bit more than the new one. Yeah, I can see a little bit beefier, not as sleek. And I put the Viper. That's the Viper Mark II that I grabbed there because it had the best resolution image there. But I like it because it looks like the kind of ship we would make in that situation for that time period. You know, like where they're escaping an advanced Terran society. Like it's not supposed to be warp bubbly. Like it looks like a sub-atmosphere fighter. You know what I mean? Like you could fly that. And not just in like orbital combat. And
that's the thing with a lot of newer sci-fi. When you read it, a fighter is actually bigger. Like it's a 3-person ship that are sitting on couches that are jacked in to the thing. They're much bigger than a 1-person cockpit fighter that, you know, we envision with like our human fighters and our modern fighters that we have on Earth. So
we'll be using drone fighters when we do Space Force shit in the next 100 years. We're not going to bother with human pilots. Pei pointed out that Kara flew the Cylon Raider in the new series after she crashed on a random plane. I knew I saw her in one, but I think King's right. There was an episode where it was Apollo and her husband.
They were all grossed out as they climbed into it.
And I just remember that plot arc because Apollo and Kara had always had like their thing for each other, and then that dude was like instilled into the love triangle, and it made some friction when they were on the ground. I remember
when they had the fake new Earth.
Yep. That was a great episode.
Yeah.
That was a kick in the balls.
Yeah.
Kick in the balls. Dude, I'd rewatch that if you could stream that anywhere, but that hasn't been on streaming in like 15 years. Like
it was on streaming since I've lived here, and I've only lived here for 10 years now.
Dude, where? Like, how did I miss that?
Me and the wife were watching it. We never watched the final season. Because I think that's when it went off, but it was on streaming for a while we were here. Because I've never watched this. Let's go ahead and give it a watch.
Yeah, I had never watched the original as a kid. It's just not a show that anybody in my life was watching. But I had a friend put me on to the revival, and they came out in like 2004. I caught that in like, I don't know, like 2008 or something like that. I was instantly riveted and like binged the F out of it on Netflix or wherever it was.
That's right. Thank you, Orto. It was on Peacock.
Oh, then something one of you guys should have told me. Damn it. Because it's not on Peacock now. You have to buy the box set, and it's like $140 fucking dollars.
Yeah, and then we were watching, and we started watching the series before we watched the movie that set up the series. So we had to go back after watching like half the first season and
what was the movie that set up? Was that Blood and Chrome?
Where they actually nuked where the Cylons actually came back and nuked the planet and everything.
Because I remember the Sci-Fi Channel made a couple of TV movies that were centered around the show. And one of them was supposed to spark a spin-off show, but it never went into production. That was bummed. We want to talk about banger pilots. Do you remember the first episode of this show? They're on the clock for the first time trying to make their jump. Like they have 38 seconds to keep jumping.
Yeah,
to get ahead of the Cylons. It was so good. Yeah, it was a miniseries movie, Oracle. You're right.
Yeah,
a miniseries that went into the regular. I remember them being the humans were at a Cylon base, but they had to sabotage something somewhere. I thought.
No,
it's been a hot minute.
They were on their version of Earth, because remember these are Earth. It started with a C, like Corinthia or something like that.
You're thinking of Caprica.
Yeah, Caprica, and the Cylons nuked Caprica.
Oh yeah, but I think that was the Caprica show, because there was a show called Caprica. Wasn't that?
No, it was.
It was what Boomer was a Cylon. Really, you did? Because I thought I found out Boomer was a Cylon on the main show. I must have slept on that detail. Because Boomer was one of my favorite characters.
Is that
a great show?
Yeah, Boomer. She's the one that was on Hawaii Five-0, the new one, right?
Yep. And she's the one that had on Battlestar Galactica. She had the half human, half Cylon baby with Helio. That was his call sign. He was a pilot. He was a pilot. Big giant dude, built like a fucking linebacker. I think that was his name. That was a great show. The Grace Park, exactly right. Yeah. That's Boomer. Yep, she was great on that show.
Yeah, you found out she was a Cylon in the
miniseries, huh?
The miniseries movie, yeah. Because
I really don't remember that. Hilo, thank you, Pape. Yes, I knew it was something
where the guy who becomes president and caused that whole fate Earth or new thing to happen, how he got the Cylon in his head.
All right. Welcome, Superpower Rainbows. Winners Worthy is in the house. Thank you. And tell Kazi I said hello as you guys get on your 50-person dungeon run for the 78th time in the last 3 days. Congratulations on everything. And there he is. Speaking of the devil, there he is, Afakazi Gaming. Dude, there he is. I told you we were going to get a little raid action tonight. I told you these guys are going to be popping in between raids. There we go. Yes, Tom Pickett was the actor. He was also on Supernatural.
Yeah,
there's another show that I recognize him from. He's one of the angels. Had some amnesia. Worked with Metatron for a while, and then pieced the F out. Yeah, the Battlestar ships are the best. Oh, dude, don't forget my poll. I gave you the poll an hour and a half ago.
The poll's been out. It's been
The
live
poll
for a
was
while.
out.
I voted on it.
Why didn't you tell me the poll was out? No one tells me. It's my show. No one told me the poll was active. What are the results? What are we looking at? I mean, we're about to get the F out of here. How are we looking on the poll?
All right, let's close the poll.
It's been active since I need alerts, guys. I need alerts. I need shit flashing on the screen. Like, no one tells me nothing. I'm over here thinking about Alien Earth and all the 105 reasons it's terrible. And the burger poll somehow eluded me. I wanted to vote in the poll.
All right, so the overwhelming winner with 57% of the vote, Pickles.
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 Basic ass bitches in this poll today. I swear to God.
BB
I gave you guys
come in second. Actually, it's a 3-way tie for second with the basic.
7 people voted.
The basic piece, and then 14% for the fried jalapenos.
Dude, thank you, Pape. Thank you, Pape, for voting on the jalapenos. Thank you. I gave you guys gold to pick from, and everybody picked basic bitches, lettuce, pickle, lettuce, tomato, onion. Really?
No, they picked pickles.
Oh, you picked pickles. Never mind. I got the whole thing backwards. I'm going to diatribe for nothing.
Yep.
Pickles?
Pickles?
Come on.
Pickles are the greatest thing ever.
Dude, they're not bad. They're not bad. But, like, is that really, you walk into like a Five Guys, you're going to get some Cajun fries, maybe get a milkshake or something. You're telling them to put pickles on that burger first? Like, that's the thing you're telling them first?
I go to Cookout and I get a big double burger with cheese, pickles.
Somebody's house?
No. I told you about Cookout. Stop playing dumb.
That was one of the best stories ever, man. He kept saying, you ever go to Cookout? And I'm like, yeah, every weekend. Like, every weekend? What? I had no idea it was a restaurant. No clue.
Yeah.
They ain't got them up here.
But yeah, the big burger, I get cheese, lettuce, pickles, and A1 sauce.
Dude, that's actually eerily close to what I would get at Five Guys. It's pretty close. Vinegar peppers are underrated too. I could see that. I could say a little.
I saw someone put that on their fries today.
Yep. Oh, the vinegar? That's popular. If you walk into a Five Guys,
I've seen regular
vinegar.
Yeah, I've seen regular vinegar, but they put the peppered vinegar on there. I've never seen anyone do the
vinegar.
Yeah, I've seen them people dirty them up, but I've never seen them use the pepper vinegar ones before.
Yeah, vinegar took a while to grow on me. I'm a big fan of salt and vinegar chips now. Wasn't as a kid, but now I can.
Yeah, I'd say that on me. The salt and vinegar chips really grew on me.
I remember the first time I walked into a Five Guys and I saw that they legit on the table had like ketchup, mustard, vinegar, up on the counter for like, where you pick your shit up, you get your fries, and I'm like, fuck, what I need a bottle of vinegar for? Are we dying Easter eggs? Like,
no, you got dirty those fries up.
Apparently that's the thing, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm not pouring shit that tastes like Panther piss on my fries. This large Cajun fries is $8. I ain't trying to pour vinegar on it. Sorry, it's more for a regular fry situation. Would be my guess. Yeah. So that's the poll. I think we should rock fun polls like that aren't necessarily connected to
what we're talking about.
The topics of the day.
That's fun.
Be kind of fun.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, we could do that for sure. We covered our run of things. Unless you want to take one more poke at the Fallout video, since there's folks here that might want to watch it.
Let's try one more time.
Yeah,
one more time.
So guys, we were trying to check out the premiere trailer for season 2 of Fallout, but there were some technical difficulties on the Amazon Prime side. Apparently, when you're the world's first $1 trillion company, you can't get your shit together and have a download work. Whatever. What are you going to do? We're going to give it a shot, though.
I'm looking for someone.
Okay.
Promising. Around here.
Oh, it's looking better.
Care about or someone you hate?
Oh, what a great question. What say you, Miss McClane?
I thought you shut it off. And then did a cold open into an episode of like Better Call Saul.
You want to know why the world ended? It started here.
Because of one man.
One man.
It's all over, but the cry.
Cooper Howard, star of the silver screen.
See what I was saying about flashbacks? We're going to get a lot of that.
I am the very best.
I mean, it was a staple in the first season, too, so...
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It looks good that they're keeping that, like, they're totally consistent with their style. They're going to do a lot of the same things.
Because I know everything.
I know there's a war coming.
Now, those have some cool drop ships based off the Osprey
The
design.
bombs will only be the beginning.
Alphakeezy Gaming, who just showed up a little while ago
My
with his
concern is that
friends
you would
from
do just
Final
about
Fantasy. He's a
anything
giant
to
Fallout
save your
fan.
family.
You can tell he'd be one that could nitpick some of the canon here.
I think you are actually quite a violent man. You just don't want to kill me.
Dr. Lovejoy there.
Yet.
Doing the bull.
This December.
They got the power armor really well. They really did.
The gore's back.
Splatter is good.
Let's get lucky, shall we?
That's the guy who made the talent that turned the guy with the foot into a ghoul.
Oh yeah, you're right. Good pickup. I forgot about that.
I love that they have that. The slow motion bullet when you do the aim, the extra aim. The dark
Better
claw.
Jurassic World Rebirth.
I defer to you about what to do in this situation.
Run. Yeah, there you go. Put points in stamina and run.
All right. That does
Dude,
look
I'm down,
good.
dude. I'm down, dude.
Death
I said
Claw,
that was
that's
probably
right. Death Claw. Not
Death
Dark
Claw.
Claw. I had the D
Dude.
right.
Dude, I'm 100% down, like we were saying before, man. Like it's one of those rare shows, and especially because it came out on Amazon. Because as we know, you're the world's premier fan of Wheel of Time on Amazon. It's one of your favorite shows. Right?
Please don't.
And
Please,
we
please
can
don't.
only hope.
I was having a good day.
We can only, I know, especially since I fell on the Alien Earth Ahsoka grenade comparison, and you got to like ride on out and be like, no, it's not bad. Don't worry about it.
I was having a good day. Just Wheel of Time was a bunch of garbage.
It was
bunch of garbage.
the Red Skull, yeah, not the Red Skull. It's their own thing, and it's legit. it's okay. It's not actually
It's
a
the
real.
ghoul.
It's the ghoul, and it's
It's
Walton
not
Goggins,
a
dude.
ghoul. It's the ghoul.
And he's pretty savage. But the
It's baby.
the comp
Billy.
I was trying to make there, or the point there was that we've seen Amazon Prime Video fumble the bag on a bunch of series. Rings of Power is one. Wheel of Time is another big one.
Yep.
I've heard mixed on that. Didn't they also do his Infernal Devices or his Dark Device, like the Golden Compass show?
No, that's
Isn't
on
that Prime?
HBO.
That's HBO. Okay.
Yep.
I feel like
Warner
there's
Bros. Hold the rights to that.
There's a third fantasy show that I know they have. It's escaping me right now. And I'm like, oh, damn, they got all these things wrong. But they got Amazon right. I think a lot of people really enjoyed it because it captured the look enough to rope most people in that if they had to make some canonical adjustments to make a story on screen work, because as the King is a big fan of saying, adaptations are different.
They're hard. They're hard.
Adaptations are hard. So, dude, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings. It's not like they went page for page and did the thing. They stuck with the spirit and didn't undermine anything.
Yeah,
and that's the key to adaptation. That's where I'm at with that.
You have to go with. Do you go with the letter of the law, or do you go with the spirit of the law?
I'm a spirit of the law guy for my pop culture. You know what I mean? For adapting medium to medium, I think it's the only way to get it done, or you get nothing done. And the difference there is when people completely oversell and say, well, you know, the original version was canonically problematic and we can't have it. Shut up. People with more talent than you wrote it that way for a reason. Keep it that way or expect people not to watch. And like the evidence is now mountain high about how correct we are in that statement versus just willy-nilly. Oh, well, we signed King Z to adopt, I don't know, pick a book, The Dresden Files, because I haven't made that reference in a couple of weeks. And then that's a terrible example. They did that. They made that show. It was fucking terrible.
And they said that it was in a different universe too.
Right. It was so bad that they were like, different universe. And, you know, the original author was like, I don't know, the check cleared. I wasn't involved in the creative process at all.
Yep.
You know,
they just bought the rights after that.
They bought the rights. And he said, and I quote, he said, they bought the rights and I bought health insurance for my family for 3 years. Like that's how that conversation went. You know, and so yeah, they it looks like they're doing okay with Fallout. Now, if they could get around to getting Conan back on track, because remember they had the rights to Conan for a hot minute, and then their idiot director.
Are they responsible for this new Red Sonja movie coming out?
We should take a look at that because I think that's already out on a limited release, and I actually wanted to follow up on that based on that crap trailer we watched because I'm ready to lance that one. I'm sure that's hot dog shit. They might because I think Red Sonja
is in the Conan universe.
But I wonder if the right, but I mean, the rights are weird, dude, with how, like, who can make
Yeah.
what comic, who can write what novel. Is there TV and streaming and film and video game rights? I don't know. We should probably look
There's
at that, 'cause
still
I
a
think that's
right
absurd.
issue with Kingpin. Like, he can
Right.
be in TV shows, but he can't be in movies.
Yep. Dude, one of the proposed topics for today that I canceled last second. I saw y'all might be familiar with the channel Midnight's Edge. It's a pretty good review channel, like pop culture news channel. They do separate essay videos frequently, and one of the ones they did lately or recently was the rights issues that are mucking up any Nightmare on Elm Street productions going through. It's why you haven't had a reboot of after the disaster from like 15 years ago.
You mean that's
Admittedly, it
why I
was
haven't
bad.
got a call on that series I came up with that I pitched?
Dude, that series coupled with my Friday the 13th series idea, if we could package that somehow, little F and J at the end, FVJ, I should say. I didn't mean to rhyme that down by the bay. I might eat some hay. I just may. I slipped into a Happy Gilmore there accidentally. Yeah, dude, but rights are a bitch, and they're complicated, and it's why Jason didn't get a reboot for like 30 effing years either, because you can own the name, but not the rights to the mask, or not the right to the blue pants or Camp Crystal. It's stupid. It's complicated.
I like that one reboot that they did where it actually,
Jason?
the Jason one where like showed him in the underground tunnels and like
He's
how he got
survivalist.
everywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Dude,
that was
I'm
actually really good.
I've come around on that a lot because this is the thing. Hellraiser has a canon, right? Nightmare on Elm Street kind of has a canon. Friday the 13th threw its own canon out the movie in movie 2. Like it was like, no, it was the kid. The kid's still alive because obviously we decapitated mom. So now we need something to go on. There's no canon to that. Every movie's its own standalone thing that just knows Jason's out there. This one grounded that shit, said he didn't actually drown. He survived. He mom was never the killer. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He watched that happen. He never left the area. He hunts, he fishes. He's a survivalist. He's off the grid. He's not stupid. He's not supernatural. He can run when he wants to and doesn't have to teleport. Looking at you, parts 7 and 8. You know? And yeah, so I've come around on that one a lot.
Yeah, I
never
actually like that.
around
Out of
on
all the reboots, so like they did the reboot of Nightmare on Elm Street with the guy who played Rib Shaw, and it didn't hit right.
Dude, he was fine, and I'll go down swinging on this one. That's a good actor.
I didn't like his makeup that he had though. His makeup didn't look right.
Dude, it was, you know what it was? The latex they used for the face was so tight that he couldn't emote with it. So he only had the one shocked expression. That's why he had to do all the rest of his acting with like the finger twitch on the glove, and he had to roll. Nancy, like he had to do all that shit, but he couldn't Freddy laugh. Not that I wanted to do the cackle. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted him to be scary. But no, that dude could act. If we put a better script in front of him, that would be a solid.
Oh, I liked him as Rimshaw. The part where he's in prison.
Rickshaw
from
Rorschach.
Watchers. Yeah,
Rorschach, like the ink.
Rorschach.
I knew you were gonna get there at some point. Coleslaw, whatever you're gonna call it.
Coleslaw. But when he's there in prison, he's like, I'm not locked in here with you.
You're in here with me. Pre-Batman Begins, Batman Begins voice. You practice. Yeah, no, we get it. Rickshaw already did it. Yeah, but you're right. That could be a topic we should run into next week about like horror remakes that have gone good or bad. Because I think remakes and horror get a bad rap. I think there's plenty of good ones. Top of the list, The Thing. It's a remake. Everybody forgets that. Literally everybody forgets that.
Oh, the one with
Carpenters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
probably king of the remakes. Yeah, exactly. Dude, Keith David, Mr. Diabetes himself.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. He just died.
War.
I wonder. Hey, Wilford Brimley.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wilford Brimley. He can't say diabetes right, but he still did his job.
I mean, he kind of said it, and the check did cash. It did clear, so it's not that bad. But there's a bunch we could throw in there. Like Children of the Corn's had a bunch. Chucky's had a bunch. Hellraiser's been back. Hellraiser's been brought back. Leprechaun. There's a bazillion. With Wilford Brimley, Captain Diabetes.
Yeah.
Who was the oldest guy on that set.
From the movie Cocoon.
Yep.
Another Gutenberg movie. And if you haven't seen, we have a Short Circuit movie out for review, so go ahead and give that a look.
We do. That is on the Retro Watch. I'd love to get people talking about that. Pay pointed out that Brimley was in Remo Williams. Yep. Classic 70s. We going that as a Remo was 70s. That's old. That actually exists before the Retro Watch legally can start. Because we had declared it 90s.
Contractually.
Yes, thank you. And then we broke our own rule and went for 2 80s movies in a row. It's like the other day when I said, hey, can we do Short Circuit? And then we'll do Flight of the Navigator. And you're like, no, the Navigator's too old. And it came out the same fucking year as Short Circuit did.
85.
Ooh. I mean, it's in striking distance. I just don't know if I really want to go back and watch Remo. I might, maybe someday, but no.
Speaking of NetSuite, I have a surprise for Winter Wolf over there.
Oh, Lord.
I've developed a game.
Here we go.
And this is during the crowd. This during the crowd participation. So I need as many people in the chat as possible. We're going to need people to participate in this and see if we can stump the chump a little here with this idea of a game. He does that.
Simple.
He does not know what this game is.
No idea.
So come on, join in NetSuite and see what it is, what I have in store for him.
So here's the gag. What we're going to do is we're actually just going to have to film this skit now, where we just like bring the lights up slow, but I'm like tied to a chair. We'll have somebody ride it on the tricycle and like hit play on the tape. Yeah, I'll blink twice if I need to actually be cut free for real. That could be funny. But dude, we went way over. I think our new prescribed time might have to be 9 to 10:30 because we are kind of rolling it that way. We appreciate everybody that popped in. Pape, thank you again for being our inaugural member. We appreciate you, dude. Thank you very much for covering the chat all night long like you do. We appreciate it. Thank you, Alpha Keys Gaming, for bringing Winters Worthy in for a couple of views. Guys, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We do this weekly at 9 o'clock, so you guys can put us on in the background and get caught up on all your typical news and reviews, rumors we do for like Marvel, for DC. I actually had a DC story that maybe we'll just do a little mini vid for later in the week. They changed it for the home release. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, we do lots of cool stuff like this, and it's super interactive. We're always talking to people in the chat like you guys saw. So share us out. Get the rest of Winters Worthies in here. If you get them all in here, we could hit 1,000 subs by the end of the month. That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It would be pretty sweet. It would put you guys pretty nice. Make some of you guys mods.
But we do love all the support, and
definitely.
If you do like what we do here, we have a thank you button. Also, think about becoming a member. We're going to have some tiers coming up here soon. Right now, there's one tier, $1.99, and you can be part of our wardens. So go ahead and join and become a member. You get our cool emojis that we came up with. Custom emojis.
He drew them himself.
King
Z drew them himself. That's right. He did. He put in all the hard work.
And my handy dandy pencil.
There it is. Other member levels will probably include, giveaway merch giveaways, things like that, and some advanced privileges on the show, like you see on other channels. But we'll do a couple. We'll put some fun twists on them, like we do.
And
but
if you pay for the $99 subscription, you get me serenading you every night to sleep. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, the $99 subscription?
No,
we
the
didn't even
$99.
talk about that. Yeah, so I said the $99. We didn't even talk about having it. We were talking about $2 and $10. You got a $100 level that was not run through our management. We can't do that. Thank you, Pape, for using the. Did I miss him using the emojis?
Yes, he used them earlier.
Oh, get out of! Oh, dude, I don't have the second window open. I only saw the. I see our chat on StreamYard. I don't have the Stram open. How'd they look? Did they look good?
They look good. They look good.
They look good. I'll go back and I'll review the live chat. Yeah, dude, Pape, spam them from time to time early on so people can see that they're there. Yeah, you have my permission to spam them every now and again. That would be dope. But all right, guys, we're going to get out of here. We have lots to talk about post-show to kind of plan out our recording weekend. But we will be back next Wednesday, 9 o'clock sharp. Because, dude, we're nothing if not timely. We're on time every Wednesday, dude. The hot streak is the hottest streak.
Yep.
That's it.
Yes,
yep.
We are.
I just set the table like that. And you're like, yep, that's it.
Yep.
Damn. Anyway, fine then. We're going to be out. Later, Pape. Later, Winters Worthy. We'll catch up with you guys next time. See ya.
Now play my music.